There we go. All right. All right. Let's see here. All right, guys. I think we got technology set up. Let me get my Facebook page set up so I can see you guys commenting. Give me 1 second here. All right. So first off, I want to say it's February 1st. January has gone by the wayside super fast. What I want to say is Happy New Year to everybody. I've been a little quiet on social media because I've been doing a lot of things in the background, and I'm really looking forward to sharing with you guys what I've been up to in the last 30 days. On top of that, I hope everybody's having a great new year, by the way. I hope you guys are kicking off the year in a good fashion, getting your foot grounded, your goals outlined. I got a vision board behind me. I'll share with you guys soon. What I want to share today, I'm going to make this a short video because I tend to ramble. First off, I want to let you guys know the Empower Grief Journey book is back online. We had a little bit of an issue back in December with our publisher, Amazon. And long story short, the book has been relaunched. I also want to share that there's an incredibly powerful new chapter in there, chapter 2. I'll let you guys surf that out when you guys go look through the book. You can find it on Barnes & Noble. You can find it back on Amazon. You can also find it as an ebook on Barnes & Noble. So if you guys ever want to use an e-reader like Kobo, you can definitely download it and read it through the ebook platform as well. But what I want to share a couple major updates. This book, by the way, is now in matte version, which is why you guys can see it without anything flicking around on the camera. And like I said, there's a new chapter on it. I also wanted to share that I have put cream colored print instead of white pages in the book. It's added an incredibly good new feel to the book. So I'm very, very excited about that. So if you guys can, please support all of our authors in here. There's 23 of us from across the world. Please support us by going and purchasing a copy of this on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. If you know anybody who's going through grief, loss, or trauma, it's a powerful, powerful book. It's not going to tell you what to do or give you all the answers, but it's going to guide you on how to find that within yourself. And I think that's the very big true power that is collected in the 23 stories in this book. So I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who has supported me with this book, supporting all the authors in it. It's meant a lot to me. So the main reason I'm talking to you guys today is that I have an exciting new program I'm launching on February 22nd. This is going to be called a program from survival to becoming. And it's my first coaching program I put together. And the reason I'm excited about it is this is something I've been talking about for 6 years. I finally got it going for you guys. The reason I'm excited is for many reasons. Number one, this kind of came out of writing the book, the anthology with all the authors. Is where this kind of got its founding coming from. I was able to put together what's called a Caden framework. I'll share a little bit more about that in a minute. I was able to put that together through writing the anthology because when we dove into our grief stories and our healing journeys, it was incredibly powerful to see the heart, the soul, the pain, the loss that all came out through that writing process. And it really put into perspective what matters the most to us as we go through grief. So what I want to do with you guys really quickly, I'm going to share with you guys my website. This is an invitation only coaching program because I only have a limited amount of spots in it. I can only hold up to 23 people in the course. That's partially due to technology factors. The other half is I want to make sure this is for the right people. I want the right people in this thing. When I wrote the book, I did go through a process of vetting people to be in the book. And some of those, majority of those people stayed. Some of them ended up not working out through the book, which is fine. But when it comes to a coaching program like this, where we're talking about grief and loss and trauma in a very personal, deep way, so that a lot of us can learn how to figure out that healing path, it's really important to me to create a safe environment, this environment that people feel comfortable enough opening up, talking, asking for advice, asking for help, allowing themselves to actually open that door to healing and growth. And so it's really important to me to find the right people. That's not just for me, that's for everybody who joins this, because it's going to be a very powerful movement. What I'm going to do is share my screen with you guys real quick so you guys can take a look at that. Give me 1 second here. So when you guys get the link, and I'll be sharing this here in the comments, you guys will be sensing grief and reclaiming your life. And what it's important to notice, by the way, is that we all talk about grief in this way in society of get over it and move on and let it go all the time. You guys have heard me say that a lot. If you guys work a 9-to-5 job anywhere, you'll find out bereavement at your job tells you to get over it in 3 days and get back to work. And unfortunately, after all the people I've talked to, which is well over 100 and something, not a single person thinks that way or responds that way to grief. And so what we're talking about doing in this program is learning how to integrate our grief and reclaim our life, because grief shifts our world in many, many ways. Where we were on autopilot, we were very comfortable with where we were at, and something big happened, whether that you lost a child like I did, you lost a family member, even losing a job or a relationship, as some of the authors in the book have talked about. When grief hits us, it knocks us off our pedestal and it shifts us into this place of who we're becoming, where we're going next. And who we were before grief happened no longer exists. And that's a really hard thing to come to terms with. And so I don't talk about grief in the ways of getting over it. I don't believe in that. What I do believe, though, is that we can integrate grief into our new life of who we're becoming. And we can reclaim ourselves in many ways to become a better version of ourselves, where we honor grief and hold space for it. And so my goal with this 12-week program of survival to becoming is to make sure that you guys have all the tools, knowledges, and resources at your hands to learn what reclaiming your life looks like, how to integrate that grief journey you went through into who you are now and who you're becoming. Grief is never going to leave you. It's always going to be a part of you. But it's really important for me to honor that, remember it, and learn from it, because a lot of times it can send you on a nice new path in life where you have a lot of meaning, purpose, and you never forget. And so this 12-week program is going to go wrapped around the Caden framework. I'm going to dive into that just a little bit here. But I want to share with you guys really quickly. This isn't about fixing yourselves, by the way. It's not rushing healing, and it's not about moving on, like I've said. This is not you're broken and need to be fixed. That's not what that's about. This is a shift in life that's happened for you. I want you to find out what that is. I want you to find that gift, that lesson, that blessing, whatever it may be that honors and holds space for your grief. And I want you guys to take that out in the world and not only create a new inspiring future for you, but I want you to create that for other people too, because you have a gift to give back to the world in these moments. Even in the hardest moments, it's always there. And so the Caden framework, let's talk about that a little bit. As we go through the program, the Caden framework, what that stands for is courage, acceptance, deep healing, empowerment, and new beginnings. And I'm going to walk you guys through that in a deep way over this 12-week course, because we're going to dive into all those emotions. We're going to dive into those moments of grief and loss. We're going to look for all those hidden gifts, lessons, and blessings. And we're going to find ways to reframe it in a way that's empowering to you, in a way that honors it, in a way for you to create that new beginning in life. And so I'm really excited to have this program. And like I said, it's 23 spots in it. So what I'm going to share with you really quickly, this is going to be an application process for you guys to join. It's a very quick application, by the way. But again, I want to make sure that we have the right people in here, because in order for the Caden framework to work and in order for you to get the most out of this program, it's important to me that we find the right people. And when I say the right people, what I mean is people that are willing to dive into those stories, just like the people that wrote the book, The Empowered Grief Journey, just like the people in this book were able to go into their grief, allow themselves to sit with those feelings, process them, give themselves new opportunities to feel and expand and grow upon their experiences. And so I hope that we can find 23 people to join this program, create a safe environment for us to really open and explore and dive into those aspects of our life. And we're going to do this together, so we don't have to do it alone. And that's the powerful thing about this program that I've created is grief. In many ways, people feel isolated and alone. You don't have to be anymore. You don't have to. And I'll tell you, being alone is the hard way. I've done it that way. I've now seen what you can do when you have a collective group of people who align themselves in the right path and in the same ways in many ways. So we don't have to walk this alone. We can walk it together. And that means all of us will be at different places, different speeds and different moments, but we can meet each other collectively in that space and carry each other forward in a balanced way. And that's what I'm excited to bring to you guys with this program. So I want to share with you really quickly this journey and this program that is going to be offered here on the 22nd. This is for you if you feel like the old version of you no longer exists. And many of us go through grief, by the way, and we feel that wholeheartedly. We feel like there's a big part of us that just doesn't fit in the world somehow. It's gone, it's in the past, but we don't really know how to move forward from that. And there's parts of us we keep, by the way, because we have to, leaving the door open for new parts of us to come through. And so if you feel like the old version of yourself isn't working or isn't fitting anymore, that's perfectly normal. You're right where you need to be, by the way. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. But I want to share with you that letting go of that old version is a process and it's something to understand and work through. And when you realize that it doesn't fit your new future, it's okay to acknowledge that and hold space for it. If you're tired of surviving day to day, I know a lot of people that go through grief, and I've been in these shoes too. You're in survival mode constantly. You're just trying to get through the day. You're trying to get through whatever's in front of you, but you're never really allowing yourself that opportunity to see what the new future can hold for you or what new opportunities might come. And depending on where you are in the grief process, by the way, survival mode is a big portion of that. That's not something to get overlooked. It's not something to write off. It's not those things. Survival mode is there to help you get through those hard, difficult moments. And so the point of it is where I'm getting at is that when you get tired of that survival mode, your body knows. Your body will tell you when it's ready to move forward. And if you're in that place where you're starting to feel that, this is a good program for you. If you want to honor your grief without being consumed by it, that's another part of things like I've shared on my own grief story. Grief can be very consuming. It's very natural for us to do that, by the way. Again, nothing wrong with that. But at a certain point, we will realize that it has taken over a big chunk of our life and we want our life back. And we also want our life back without forgetting. We want our life back without having to forget. And that's something that we have to make important on our journey. So if you're looking to honor your grief without being consumed by it, this is a good journey for you. If you're ready to explore in a very gentle way who you're becoming, this is the space for you to do it. There's no judgment. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. There's no do it Chris's way. There's none of that here. This is really for you to just have an open, safe space to have dialogue and figure out who you're becoming. All of us are always changing in life. And I always say that people get scared of change all the time, and everybody does. And I'll share with this, by the way, we change more than we want to accept and allow ourselves to believe. And so I want this to be in a safe place without pressure, without any kind of I have to's in front of it. I want you guys to be able to sit there with it and say, in a curiosity state, who am I becoming? Where's grief taking me? What's my future want to look like? What do I want it to look like? Give yourself an opportunity to just explore that. And no, without, like I said, without any pressure, without any kind of pressure whatsoever. I want you guys to just feel free to explore and be curious. I've always said that if you struggle in life and you're going through a lot of grief and a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and you're going through a lot of survival mode, one of the best things you can do is go watch kids on a playground, because what kids do, by the way, is they live in curiosity. What is this? What's this feel like? What's this look like? What's this sound like? They live in that curiosity state of mind. And I think that when we live there, by the way, we give ourselves a big opportunity to expand ourselves beyond grief and figure out what that new environment we want to create or our new future is going to look like when we live in that curiosity mode. Um, the other thing you'll find in my program is if you're craving meaning, that's a great thing. If you're looking for toxic positivity or platitudes, I don't do that. I'm not a big fan of sugarcoating things because people did that for me and it did not feel good. I'm not here to give you platitudes and tell you you're going to get over it. That's not what I'm here to do. What I am here, by the way, is to help you find meaning and purpose through grief. I'm here to show you that there's a lot more to grief than just, oh, it was a sad thing that happened and I feel in a bad place right now or I'm in survival mode. There's so much more to grief than that. And I think when we're able to give ourselves the space I'm talking about without judgment, without rushing, and we give ourselves room to explore meaning and purpose and understanding and acknowledgement and acceptance of ourselves, when we give ourselves that space, grief can actually become the thing that moves us forward. It doesn't hold us back. It becomes our greatest teacher. And so if you guys, by the way, are looking for quick fixes, timelines, this program's definitely not going to be for you. It's not a quick fix. It's a 12-week program, and you're still going to have work to do after that 12 weeks because this is just giving you the platform and the tools and the resources to create that shift you're looking for and give you that place of strength and purpose and courage and empowerment to move forward. If you're looking for grief to disappear rather than be integrated, I can't really help in that area. Grief isn't going to disappear. It's always going to be there. If you're not ready to reflect or engage honestly with yourself, that's okay, by the way. Many people are there in grief. That's part of your journey. But this is not going to be the right place for you, because this program does require us to get very honest with ourselves and allow ourselves space to reflect on who we are and what we experienced. And when we allow ourselves fully to explore that in a powerful, humble, humanitarian way, we're able to see what grief is really trying to. If you guys are seeking, by the way, clinical therapy rather than coaching, I do want to encourage you guys. This is not clinical therapy. I'm not a licensed counselor, licensed therapist. I am a coach. I'm a certified grief coach, certified NLP coach. I can help you guys from that aspect, but I cannot help from a clinical aspect. So if you guys are looking for a therapist, mental health counselor, I do encourage you guys to seek those resources. This program is from a coaching perspective, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's also going to be a little more open than you would most likely find in a clinical setting. But like I said, depending on what you're seeking for and what you're looking for on your grief journey, therapy or coaching might be a good fit, one or the other. Both might be for some people, but I like to acknowledge that one or the other is usually good. So I want you guys to think about that before you sign up for this program. Think about that. Am I looking for therapy or am I looking for coaching? A lot of times therapy is looking backwards a lot, and it's looking in places of, reliving those moments to try to pull lessons and things out of it. Coaching is a way for us to look at grief and figure out how to move forward with it in a compassionate, self-caring way for us to see it as a resource, as an opportunity, and as one of our teachers of life. And so coaching's got a little different spin on that. So down here on my website, you guys will see a link. They'll say apply for survival to becoming. When you guys click on this link, it will take you guys over to a Google form. It's a really quick form, by the way. This is going to allow you to tell me why you guys want to be part of the program and what you're looking to get out of it. Like I said, it's very, very important to me to find the right people. It's important for me to find people who are open and willing to dive into their grief and look for all those lessons and blessings that we're going to go through as we go through the Caden framework over the 12 weeks. This also allows me to get to know you better. So when we go through this course, I can better understand where you are and meet you where you're at. That is something I'm very big about in coaching. I don't want to just sit here and talk at you. I don't want to just sit here and tell you how to do things. It's not my job. But I need to be able to understand where you're at so I can meet your needs and meet you where you are, and also give you the best information to help you where you're at in the current time, because I want to make sure this is worth it for you guys. So I'm going to share that with you real quick. That's the process for application. You guys probably have another question here too as well, which I'll jump over really quickly. Give me 1 second here. So after your application gets approved, and I'll do that pretty quickly, by the way, within 24 to 48 hours of you guys submitting it, I'll send you guys a link to this page. And this is where you guys will sign up for the course. This is giving you guys a brief overview of what it's going to be like as you go through the 12-week program. But what you guys will see is that over the 12 weeks, we're going to have weekly live and guided coaching sessions. So we're going to jump on Zoom together as a group. I'll be guiding you guys through the Caden framework step by step. We're going to have structured reflections and integration practices. So this is a very interactive engagement type of program. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of just jumping on Zoom and have somebody talk at me constantly. So what I'm giving you guys is very interactive. So you guys will jump on Zoom. We will be doing exercises. You see me move my hands around. We move the body. We do some physiology. But we're also going to sit there and engage and interact with each other. So you guys will show up and participate at the level you're comfortable with. I will give you guys exercises to go through your grief process and your healing journey so you can figure out deeper impacts to what grief really taught you or was showing you. I want you to know it's going to be a very safe and supportive space. Like I said, when you guys work with me, there is no judgment. There's no bias. There's none of that stuff there. I don't allow it in my coaching space for a lot of reasons. The main one is that this is a place where we're opening ourselves up in a very vulnerable way emotionally and on a deep level as we go through grief. So it's very, very important, by the way, that we respect one another. We accept the fact that some of us might disagree, and that's okay. There's no problem with that. This is all about sharing perspective. It's all about sharing, curiosity and open mindsets. And what can we learn and how can we grow? What kind of changes feel good to us? What kind of things are we looking for? It's allowing ourselves to explore in a safe environment. And that's what I'm looking to create. I will also have a private Facebook group community, by the way, so you guys can jump in and be part of that. You guys don't have to, it's optional. Like I said, I'm very mindful and very aware that we all go through grief, loss, and trauma in a very unique perspective way, because it's a very personal experience. Nobody else has experienced our walk of life. Nobody has. And so you guys can communicate, engage, and participate up to where you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable, it's fine. No worries. No big deal. I just want to leave that open for you, because there are going to be people that may resonate with you. And I want you to create connections, because going through, when you find the right people, it's a beautiful thing, and it breaks those barriers down, allows you to be a little more vulnerable and open. And when you can do that, that's when we start being able to address those things within us that allow us to move forward. And so, what I want to share as I wrap up here, and then I'm going to check the Facebook chat real quick. I've got a couple different options for you guys, because I don't want money getting in the way of you guys being able to get your own healing on track for 2026. So this course of 12 weeks, I can take a one-time payment of $888. That covers the full 12-week journey. You are going to have full access to everything, by the way. If that is a lot of upfront, which it is for some people, which is totally fine. What I do want to offer is 4 payments of 222, billed every couple weeks. I want to make sure it's something manageable for you guys. I want to meet people where they're at. So I want to make sure this is easy for all of you guys. If you are interested, by the way, in this program, and for whatever reason finances are getting in front of it, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to work something out with you, because I don't want you to miss out on something very, very important that can help give you the leverage you need this year to really step into that mode of healing and give yourself an opportunity to reclaim your life. So I will share this link with you guys once you fill out the application, but I want to walk you guys through exactly what this looks like. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. I'm going to jump over to the Facebook chat on my other screen real quick. Let me take a look here. So Jennifer, hello. It's nice to see you, my friend. I think you and I have both been on the sick train in January, if I remember right, and going through a lot of stuff together. So I hope you're doing well. I really appreciated staying in touch with you and reading your Facebook posts. You're an awesome friend, and I'm looking forward to finding some ways you and I can network a little bit more this year. We touched base a lot last year, and I'm hoping we can do more this year. Heather, happy Sunday. Very happy to see you here. Thank you for your comments yesterday on my post. I very, very much appreciate it. You've been doing amazing healing work, my friend. I just want you to know that. I can tell you're doing a lot of soul digging, and I love that. I support it. I'm always behind you, by the way, and I'm always here for you. I know we talked last year. You were going through quite a few things in life, and I was actually amazed at the strength you have within yourself. You have more strength than you give yourself credit for, and I'm openly going to sit here and say it, because I want you to recognize that. So let's see here. On your question, time, day, and schedule. What we're going to be looking at here is I might be doing this on Sundays. I'm still trying to figure out the dates on that, but it will definitely be likely a Sunday or a Wednesday is what I'm toying with right now. I'm also going to be doing it in the evenings, by the way, because people do work. People work 9 to 5, and we just don't have time 9 to 5. So I likely will be doing this sometime around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What I want to share with you guys really quickly, they will be recorded Zoom videos. However, it will be in a private Facebook group, or people who are in the program will have to reach out to me to get the link to watch the replay. I'll do it that way. I don't want to, since this is a paid program, I'm not putting this out for free, because we are going to dive into some really good stuff in this program. And the Caden framework is unique to me in the Empowered Grief Journey. So I want to make sure that if you're going to pay and contribute to be part of this course, this is your access materials. So let me take a look here. Other question. Yes, 9 to 5. Yeah, I share that with you. I'm a 7-day-a-week kind of weirdo. It's just me. And let me see here. What is the fee? So Heather, the fee for the 12-week program is $888 a person. If that is a big number up front, what I can share is I can break it up into 4 payments of $222 every 2 weeks to make that a little more affordable. If there are any financial challenges going on, reach out to me. I'd love to see if we can work something out, because this program, I'm going to share with you guys really quickly, because I didn't quite get to this in my talk so far. Losing Caden was one of the hardest things I ever went through. You guys hear me talk about that a lot. I think about that kid every single day. There's not been a day since I lost him 3 years ago that I haven't thought about him. And this Caden framework I put together, in a nutshell, is a lot of what my healing journey looked like. It's a lot of the things I learned along the way. And again, I had to do this on my own. I didn't have support and people around me. And so I'm giving you guys what I learned the hard way, because my big goal, by the way, with coaching is if I save somebody years off their life, let's just say I save somebody 5, 10 years off their life. I've gone through a lot of grief in my life, more than I care to share, for a very long time. If I save you that 5, 10 years of your life back, that's 5, 10 years you get to live. That's 5 to 10 years you get to go do something. Time, take back your power, honor and celebrate grief that you went through, but become something great. And I want to give that back as part of my mission. So I appreciate you guys asking that. Let me see here. Yes, Jennifer, yes, coming back around. I'm looking forward to it. As I always like to say, grief knocks us down, but we get back up. And when we get back up, we are stronger for it. So I appreciate that. What I also want to say about the Caden framework, it is a very detailed program. I'm going to share that with you guys. Grief is not easy. Everybody thinks it is. It's not. The reason it's not is because it's an individual experience. It's something that all of us see, view, think, and believe differently about. What I want to make clear a lot is that it's hard for me to put this in words, but I'm just going to say this. We don't get to experience everybody else's walk of life. We just don't. We have this set of vision. We have our eyes, we have our nose, our ears, our mouth. Every single one of us has this unique. And so it's never going to be replicated. It's never going to be the same. And to expect people to go through grief in the same way that you did, it's kind of ludicrous in many ways. And so I can use the Caden framework as a nice guideline and an outline for you guys to walk, but I created this program in many ways. You can personalize it. You can make it your own journey. That's the beauty of the Caden framework. This isn't my way of doing things. It's a way to give you a platform and to give you a focal point for you to create, and walk on your own. And that's my goal for you guys. When you go through this 12-week program, I want you guys to actually walk your own path. I want you guys to say, this is what healing looks like for me. This is what my grief journey looks like for me. This is what matters the most to me. This is what I don't want to forget. This is how I want to remember. This is how I want to honor it. But this is my mission now. This is my purpose. This is me. I want you guys to find that, because I did find that, and it took a lot of years and a lot of suffering, a lot of pain, and a lot of heartbreak, and I found it. And I want you guys to find that, because my big true thing that I'll share with you is when we learn how to heal through grief, and I don't ever say we're going to be fully healed, because we're not. That's a fallacy. But when we find our way through healing, we find ourselves the gifts and the opportunities to help serve other people where we once stood. And that's the big power that we have within each of us. And so we all have different walks of life. We all have different experiences. And that's what I think is so beautiful about the grief space, by the way, is that there's people that have lost a child just like me, lots of them. And they all had different experiences and meanings and purpose out of it. And I love when I talk to people who tell me their story about losing their child, what they went through, what that walk of life was like, what they learned, how they handled it, what they are today from who they were back then. It's a beautiful thing for us to learn and grow. And that's where we become better people. That's where we're able to serve at a higher level. We're able to participate in our life fully. And we're able to sit there and allow ourselves to create a future that we're happy with, not one we settled with, but one we're happy with. And when we all look back, by the way, and this is the other half that I'm going to share with you guys too. Yes, losing my son was the hardest thing I ever faced in my life. It was hard, and it's still hard, by the way. Never got easier. But I will say this, there was so much purpose and so much meaning to his life, and I never saw it 3 years ago. I didn't. I saw the pain. I saw the heartbreak. But today I see that he gave me a gift. He gave me a purpose. And my little boy, Caden, he's allowing me to go out there and talk to you guys who are going through grief, you guys going through loss and trauma, you guys that are just as lost, confused, standing in a place of hurt and pain where I once was. I now have a gift to help you. I have a gift and responsibility to come and say, hey, you don't have to do this alone. There's a different way. And there's a way, by the way, that you're going to figure this out. You're going to find your own path. You're going to have your own journey. And I'm excited to see you guys get that, because when you do, it's a beautiful thing. And truly being able to honor and celebrate and love those that we lost, it's the biggest gift on top of helping other people. It's just like adding one more good thing to life. And so I say this with a lot of love in my heart, but if it wasn't for Caden, I never would have wrote this book with 23 people. This coaching program that's actually helping people would never come to fruition. And the number of people that are out there right now doing goodwill because of all the work we're doing right now, it just wouldn't happen. And so for that, I'm just truly grateful, very humbled, and very honored. What I will do, by the way, down below, I'll put a link in the Facebook clip so you guys can check out the application page. Go ahead and fill out the application in the Google form. If you guys have questions, answers, questions, things like that, shoot me a message. I'm an open doors, you guys know. You guys can comment on the video down below. You guys shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, to reach out, collaborate, and connect. That's what we do in this space. That I would love your support. If you guys, by the way, know anybody who could benefit from this program, by all means, share it with them. That's the big thing you can do. Share this program with people that need it, because I'm out there to help this world change in a big, big way. And I'm very much about helping people celebrate their individual experience, their individuality of who they are, and to use those powerful, powerful things within to go out and make the world a better place. So I want to thank all of you guys for joining me today. I'm going to jump off here, but I'll put the link to the application in the Facebook chat here. I'll be doing Facebook Lives here quite a bit leading up to the 22nd to give you guys more information about the Caden framework. And if you guys do ask questions, by the way, I'll jump on Facebook Live and answer them for you guys. You guys are more than welcome to do that. So other than that, my friends, you guys all have a great weekend, the rest of the weekend. I've got some coaching calls and things coming up this week, so I'm really excited about that. But I look